Chapter 11. Longline Lake. Won't Beta Charles get mad? I asked Gia, flickering my brows at her as she dragged me through the packed grounds. Gia shook her head, rolling her eyes. Other people will be there watching. As long as we keep our distance and don't get too close, then we won't get into trouble. I really don't think we should be disturbing Dylan during a training session. Yesterday, there were some people watching and Alpha Paul didn't say a thing. Like I said, as long as we don't disturb them, there shouldn't be a problem, replied Gia as we round the corner towards the fighting grounds. Also, you still need to tell me about last night. What happened? I signed, shaking my head. It was fine. Gia raised an eyebrow, glancing at me, crossing her arms over her chest. Just fine? Well, I didn't stay very long. Alpha Paul showed up and he wasn't too happy. Gia rolled her eyes. Oh God, what did he say? Dylan told him we were mates and pushed Gia. Alpha Paul pulled me aside and was trying to change my mind. He was saying some really weird things about Dylan as if he knew him. What? They just met though. I nodded my head, running my hands through my dark hair. I know, and then he said he was sorry and just walked off. Maybe he felt bad for saying these things about Dylan, said Gia, continuing to walk swiftly towards the fighting grounds. He didn't seem remorseful about it. The apology felt weird. It was like he was apologizing for something else. I don't know. I also got a call last night, the same one my dad has been getting. Really? Did they say anything? I shook my head, a shiver running down my spine at the thought of the call. No, they were just breathing really heavily. It was really creepy. Your numbers are definitely getting leaked, suggested Gia. I swagged as we made our way towards the fighting ground line, standing just before it, close enough to see what was going on, but far enough away to not disturb the fighters. A few other women were on the sidelines watching, their eyes filled with admiration as my mate lined up our fighters, standing in front of them shirtless, his muscles glistening with sweat. Good job so far, everyone, Dylan beamed, causing me to snicker in place, his alpha tone causing my breath to catch in my throat. Dylan sniffed the air, turning around, his eyes scanning the small group until his ocean blue orbs landed on me, a small smile making its way onto his face before turning around again, regaining his focus. Yesterday, we focused on fighting in wolf form. Today, we will be working on fighting in human form. Grab yourself a partner and watch me. Dylan ordered, standing tall in front of the fighters and a smirk playing on his lips. Chris, come up here. Dylan pointed at one of her fighters who nodded, making his way over to Dylan until he was standing in front of him. Think fast. Dylan launched himself at Chris, grabbing him by the neck, kicking his foot from under him, causing him to crumble to the floor in seconds, letting out a small grunt. See what I did there? I distracted him with my hands, grabbing his neck, but I used my foot to kick him to the ground. This is a tactic my pack use when fighting. We create distractions using our body. I want everyone to try it, announced Dylan, pulling a shocked-looking Chris off the floor, patting his back and chuckling. I think I fancy him even more now, a voice whispered behind me, causing me to twirl around, only to see a very snug-looking Jen standing behind me with a few of her friends who all nodded in agreement. Yeah, well, too bad he doesn't fancy you back, I murmured, causing Gia to widen her eyes next to me, snickering. Excuse me? Is Jen looking at me in disgust as she flipped her long amber hair behind her shoulders. Really, Jen? You've got to cool it. You sound pretty desperate, said Gia, causing Jen to scratch up her nose in disgust. Me? I sound desperate? Laughed Jen, shaking her head. You should be saying that to your slut of a friend over there who just couldn't resist showing up at Dylan's cabin last night despite it not being allowed. Shut the hell up, Jen, I growled, battling my fist. What did Alpha Paul have to say about it? I'm guessing you're banned from going near him again, so should you even be here right now? Tant Jen, making me chuckle to myself. Alpha Paul was fine with it, considering Dylan is my mate, I jarred, watching Jen's smirk fall Fall of a sudden, multiple girls around me gasping. Jen rolled her eyes. Oh, please, that's not true. Keep dreaming, sweetheart. Oh, really? And why did he send you away last night after your poetic attempt to seduce him? I laughed, anger bubbling up inside of me, my inner wolf urging me to launch myself at her. Jen, griffed her teeth huffing. I don't even know what you're talking about. Gia burst out laughing, holding her nose as she tried to contain her snores. You have gone so red, Jen. Jen growled, glancing at Gia and I. You're both just a couple of bitches. Say it again, I taunted, stepping closer to Jen, growling in her face, threateningly, causing her eyes to widen as she stepped back, flickering her brows. What is going on here? I heard my mate asking, causing me to turn, gasping. Claire is a crazy psycho, yelled Jen, shooting my mate a pokey look, causing him to flicker his brows, ignoring her. What happened? He asked me, causing me to clear my throat awkwardly, chewing on my bottom lip. Nothing, just girls being girls, I replied, shooting Jen a smirk as she looked between Dylan and I. Let me know if you need anything, Alpha Dylan, said Jen, between gripped teeth before she stormed off, her friends following her, attempting to comfort her. This morning's session is done. See you all back here tonight, called Dylan, causing the fighters to slowly dispute. Great session, Alpha Dylan. My muscles are on fire, said Matthew between breaths, making his way over to us, winking at Gia, causing her to roll her eyes. Hi, Matthew, I said, causing him to smile. Claire, how are you? I haven't seen you in a little while, Matthew asked, causing Dylan to shift uncomfortably next to me. Gia rolled her eyes, smiling sarcastically. You would have seen her if you had actually come out with us for my birthday, Matthew. Matthew held up his palms defensively, laughing. I'm sorry. I really was sick, okay? Yeah, sure, I said, shaking my head. Anyway, we should catch up soon. See you guys later, called Matthew as he walked away with a huge grin on his face, causing me to laugh to myself. Matthew was always cheery, but he was also the cheekiest guy I've ever met. He would flirt with anything that had a heartbeat, and he had been with almost half of the young women in the pack, including Gia at one point. God, what did I ever see in that guy? Mumbled Gia, fake gawking as she laughed. I tried to tell you, I replied, chuckling. Gia looked up at Dylan and then shifted her glance to me, offering a quick smile. I'm just gonna get something to eat. I'm so hungry. You just ate, I said with a flickered brow. You're welcome, called Gia with her back to us as she strolled away, causing me to chuckle to myself. So, how long have you known Matthew? Asked Dylan, his mouth set in a firm line. I smiled, trying to hold in my laughter as I noticed how uncomfortable Dylan was. Okay, Mr. Jealous? Dylan snuffed, shaking his head. I'm not jealous. Whatever you say, I laughed. I've known Matthew since I was little. He is totally in the friend zone, so you have nothing to worry about. I wasn't worried, mumbled Dylan, dropping his glance. Did you cut the training session early? I asked. Only by 10 minutes or so. Your beta isn't here watching today anyway. I'll just make tonight's session a little longer, replied Dylan, causing me to nod. I glanced up at my mate, his chest still glistening with sweat as he pulled his black t-shirt over his head, his muscles contrasting as he did so, causing arousal to flow throughout my body. I knew Dylan had noticed because he looked down at me with stormy eyes. Do you want to go on a date with me? Asked Dylan. What? I stuttered. I mean, it's fine if you don't want to. I just thought maybe you'd like to go on a date or something. I looked up at Dylan as he dropped his glance, scratching the back of his neck awkwardly. Yes, Dylan, I would love to, I replied, causing Dylan to grin. What would you like to do? I was thinking we could sit by the lake and have some food. I have some packed in my bag if you wanted to go right now, suggested Dylan, raising his eyebrow. You already have a bag packed? I asked. Yeah, I was going to go to yours and ask you after my training session, Dylan replied sheepishly, causing my stomach to twist. Let's go, I said excitedly, grabbing Dylan's and pulling him towards the path leading to the lake. We made our way down the path in silence, just enjoying the sounds of the creaking birds and buzzing crickets. It was pretty early in the morning, and I had forgotten how beautiful everything was when the sun had just risen. I glanced at the crystal clear water of the huge lake, feeling the crisp breeze caress my skin, causing goosebumps to arise. Clouds above us shifting slowly into the bright blue sky, allowing the sun to shine down, adding a little bit of warmth to the atmosphere, causing my emerald green eyes to glisten. Do you enjoy nature? Asked Dylan, pulling me out of my daydream. I nodded, soaking up the sun rays, smiling. I haven't been down to the lake in so long. It's beautiful, replied Dylan. As we rounded the corner, Dylan pulled me to a stop, opening his backpack and pulling out a large tartan rag, whatever, settling it on the grass. He gestured for me to sit down, and I crouched down on the side of the rag, leaning back onto my elbows, relaxing. I didn't know if you like brown or white bread, so I just brought both, said Dylan, unpacking the bag, displaying it all out nicely in the middle of the soft rug. Thank you, I said, grabbing the packet of grapes and opening them up, popping one in my mouth, enjoying the burst of sweetness hitting my taste buds. What made you want to come and watch me today? Asked Dylan, taking a bite of his sandwich, looking out at the still waters in front of us, the sun hitting it, causing it to appear to be sparkling. I swagged, popping another grape into my mouth. Jane wanted to. All right. And of course, I secretly wanted to as well, I added, causing my mate to smile, reaching forward to tuck a rogan strand of hair behind my hair. His touch sent me wild, sparks dancing across my skin, causing an overwhelming sense of bliss to overcome me. My gaze drifted down to Dylan's plump lips, and I subconsciously batted my long eyelashes as I studied my beautiful mate. Dylan leaned forwards, his lips just inches from mine as he caressed the back of my neck with soft fingers, causing my inner wolf to almost purr. Suddenly, Dylan pressed his soft lips against mine, moving them against mine slowly as he kissed me passionately, causing an eruption of joy to rush through my body. My instincts took over, and I wrapped both of my arms around Dylan's neck as he pulled me closer to him, my chest pressing up against him, allowing me to feel his raging heartbeat. I pulled away for a hair, smiling sheepishly at as Dylan admired me, his ocean blue eyes glistening in the sun, causing me to sigh to myself in delight. I wanted this moment to last forever.